Drip and Conversation coming at you today with a special guest, Mr. Hakeem. Not just a special guest, but a friend of me and Bishop Vance Owens, and a Muslim, which is my Muslim brother. Yeah. So with that being said, I wanted to just break the ice and just give me a little bit about your background as far as in the profession that you're in now as far as MPD.
Oh, okay, cool. So, my name's Hakeem Tate again, as you said. It's an honor to be here in this space with you, brothers. I've been employed with the Metropolitan Police Department for about 22 years now. So amongst other things, being an author and entrepreneur and so forth. That has been my foundation for some time now. So I've been blessed to be able to be in that space to be able to help.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. What area out of DC did you come out of?
Oh man, so I grew up at the bottom of Trinidad. Over in Northeast. Right across the street from the firehouse in the 80s. Okay. So you know what a firehouse sounded like in the 80s. You can only imagine sleeping with the windows open at night and them engines run. So, bottom of Trinidad.
Okay. Okay.
Tell us a little bit about your upbringing, your household, who raised you, who reared you. Who was your role models? How was it like growing up in the city of D.C.?
Oh man, growing up in D.C. was really unique. I had 10 brothers and sisters, but I got 12 cousins. Well, I got more than it's 100 of us. But it was 12 cousins that lived with us for a long period of time, so they became like siblings. So grew up in a huge household, and you're talking about a 3-story home, 3 levels, a basement. So sharing was kind of like in our blood. It was taught to us like from a very early age. And as he mentioned, being Muslim, it wasn't a table, not for the kids to sit at. We sat on the spread, and we had our feet crossed, and sometimes ate with our hands because there wasn't enough utensils, or that's just the customs and stuff that our parents had taught us. And so, being at the bottom of Trinidad in the 80s, like I said, late 80s to early 90s and stuff like that, you can figure we was looking at the murder capital. Of course. So we would hear a whole lot, and see a whole lot. And blessed to be raised by my mother and my father. I did have a 2-parent household, which couldn't be uncommon during that time. But for the most part, mom and dad did. Mentors and role models. My dad, my dad was rest in peace, Pop. But he was a big-time producer back in the day. And
what type of producer, if I may ask?
I'm talking about the Fuzz, the Blendells, Soul Searchers' first album, Salt of the Earth. Music producer. So we had an upright piano in our living room. Music was like kind of second nature, Pops would be at the top of the stairs playing his saxophone. He played saxophone, piano, bass, every instrument that you can think of. I've never seen him play the violin, like, string instruments like that in terms of string instruments.
Did you pick up any instrument?
I did. I played the piano. I mean, I can remember playing. I play a little bit. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm no bishop.
That's what I was getting ready to say. A jack of all trades. He surprised me with that piano and everything. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. But I love playing music, and I currently play with the Side by Side band, which is the police department's. I wouldn't say go-go band because we play all kinds of music, but of course we home. It's the native music of DC, so we really lock in with providing the go-go music for people watching in DC and the tourists. One of the world's largest tourism places. So we do that. But music was it, man. Music was it. That was Dad,
part of the fabric of who you are.
Part of the fabric. And Mom sang.
Oh, really?
You know Sweet Honey in the Rock?
I'm not too familiar. You want to sing for us?
I'm not, honestly. I don't sing. I don't sing. I don't sing, but Sweet Honey in the Rock was one of the groups that she sung with back in the day, and you know, they rehearsed and stuff in the basement and all that kind of stuff. So those old Rhodes pianos.
Oh yeah, I still have one of those. I got a 73, bleed with the speaker. No, it's a classic. I literally still have that Fender Rhodes with the speaker.
Man, you can't replace the sound.
No, you can't.
You hear it, and it takes you back to a time where, you know, you might hear some footsteps walking across the wood floor upstairs while you're in the basement, just, you know, trying to practice a craft, man. Of course, we had the Congos down there, you know, drum set, almost a whole studio. You're talking about 8-track, just gray joint, with a little 8-track mixing, and then it had a cassette tape to record on it. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about, you know, music was really it, and my pops was, you know, he was the mentor. He was the I look up to him, and he wasn't the only one, but the first one that I could remember.
Okay.
You know.
So what was the peer pressure, before Paul gets some more questions, what were the peer pressures in the community in terms of the challenges, or of course, you know, when we grew up in the 80s, it was very, and then you said you grew up with a lot of your relatives. Was it competitive? What was the challenges? What was some of the peer pressures? And what are some of the things that you're grateful that you stayed away from or learned from?
So I'm a twin.
Okay.
So you say competition?
Yeah.
I was born first by a few minutes. First out the womb. So I think my competitiveness started at birth, you know what I mean? And then, I don't know, but having several different siblings, you have to find a way to not feel like you have to fight for the attention. You know, we all want the attention, you know, from our parents and grandparents and so forth. And being a dad now, to try to divide that time and that space and that energy is unique. My mom and dad had 10. So, you know, hats off to them and any other parents that have multiple kids that they have to, you know, it's a unique thing and it doesn't come with a handbook. So, you know, the peer pressure and stuff like that, I think my twin brother probably was the first one to peer pressure me. Like, hey, go upstairs, my out front, go into that crystal candy dish. Get us some candy and bring it back. I'm gonna be the lookout.
He said if you're getting caught or whatever, it's on you.
And so me. And so I think, you know, my twin brother Helene, rest in peace, man. He was he was probably the first one to peer pressure me into doing something that was like, I guess you would, I mean, all kids do it, sneaky or bad, you know. So
you don't mind me asking, how did he transition?
He had cancer. And that happened. You talking about the making of a man? That happened at, I want to say maybe 16. And you know how trauma sometimes play on our memory, but maybe around 16 years old or so, he had something went wrong with his knee. And he started to go through, you know, the cancer, you know, the cancer thing, and it left. Then it came back, and it's just let go and let God.
Yes, all right. So I know that, you know, throughout trials and tribulations, how we work together, things like that. But I do know that you have wrote several books, and what's so amazing, children books. And they are our future.
Yes.
So can you talk about, you know, some of the books that you wrote with the names and what did it mean and what you basically was trying to do for our younger generation?
When I was, and you talk about peer pressure, when I was about 9 years old, came in the house, and of course it's a musical family, came in the house, and Mom heard me rapping NWA. It's the world's big... Y'all remember that song, you know? And she said, "Oh no!" And so she had my older brother Atif to make us write positive raps, raps that had meaning. And so that bring me to a time where that was something that my twin brother and I shared. We was always in the studio together, like we was always writing together. And competition, I'm trying to write the best verse, I'm trying to write the best hook. You know what I'm saying? But iron sharpened iron. and it was compassion in it. It wasn't so much competition, but it was. But I think the compassion outweighed the competition, and so that was the first space of understanding compassion and competition. And so
that's good. Say that again. Say that phrase. Compassion. What?
Yeah, compassion, understanding compassion and competition. That was the first space that I had to really understand what that was, because I'm not really competing against my brother. It was the compassion for us to both be sharp and to do well and to be happy with the finished product, because it's one. It's that one song. It's not my song or your song. It was together.
That was a jewel, though. That was a jewel when you said compassion overrules competition. Yeah. That was a jewel, because we living in a time where everybody want to compete rather than complete. Yeah. Everybody want to do their own thing rather than collaborating and synergizing and partnering together to make things work. That was powerful. I wanted you to stop. I ain't want you to gloss over that real fast, because that was a real important jewel that somebody may be listening that need to hear that. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. And so once he passed on, I stopped away from music for a long time. And then I found myself still writing poetry and stuff like that. And the first children's book that I came out with actually mirrors one of me and my twin brother's song. And the title of that book was God Bless the Mother. And God bless the mother for getting up every day, getting the kids out to play and started on their way to school in the morning with a full and sufficient meal, with a good meal deal. Good is how you feel. And so
flowing, you spit
rhythmic, you know what I'm saying? And so, but not just rhythmic, it becomes visual to the mom that's reading it to her kid, and to the dad that's reading it to his kid, and him understanding the sacrifices that moms make for the kids. So that was the first book. And taking those lyrics and putting it into the book, it's just like, oh my, it felt so good. It felt warm, and it was scary, but it wasn't something that I felt like I couldn't do, because sometimes when we have trauma, you kind of get afraid to try to, to do it again. So now, I could spit a few bars here and there. I might hop up there with a band and, say a couple of words or help some kids write. And so that's where I'm at now in the space of using those things to really engage with kids, because they love music.
Yeah.
Took a group of kids to the music studio for the first time, and I say all of them went off the top of their domes. Yeah. And they didn't write anything. Yeah. They made a song, and they talk about it all the time. So using those past experiences that help shape me to help shape them.
So I know I had talked to you last week, and I was trying to get you here, but I know you had obligation, and this your first summer or your first year working with the youth outside of the police department somewhat. Yeah. And can you elaborate a little bit on that, the age that you focusing on, and what are y'all doing, and what are you doing? Yeah. That's the main part.
Well, really interesting is that I founded a nonprofit organization probably about 15 years ago called Live Your Dreams Youth Group. And at the time, bicycle safety programs, teaching kids how to fix bikes and how to ride them safely, giving them the bikes and repurposing bikes. But in this case, this summer, MPD saw that talent in me. And the opportunity
and
for...
Excuse me for one minute. When you say MPD, explain that just in case.
So MPD is the initials for Metropolitan Police Department in D.C. So it is the main police department that operates in D.C. So when you call 911 and you need help, that's who's coming. Metropolitan Police Department, also known as MPD. And they do a fantastic job at this year finding talent, to be able to use that talent to be able to pull in youth, to engage them and keep them in safe spaces. Sure. And so the opportunity was provided for me to run a summer camp. I didn't think about it last year. It's just God put it in place for it to happen this year. And the name of that summer camp is called Badger Bear Summer Camp. And it's mirroring the Youth and Family Engagement's mascot named Badger Bear. The female version of that is Badgette. And kids are 8 to 12 years old from all over the city. Uptown, Ward 8, Ward 7, Ward 5. So they're from all over. And they coexist. They are best friends. They are brother and sister. They've created relationships in that space, and they have grown so much this summer. They have.
Okay. So would you like say how that looks like with bridging the gap in the communities? And before you answer that, we definitely want to give a shout out to our wonderful mayor, Merle Bowser,
of course,
for providing funding and providing actually opportunities, because she's definitely provided me with opportunity from a returning citizen's perspective to be able to get contracts and be able to provide, services and stuff like that. So could you talk a little bit about, bridging the gap in our communities with MPD?
Bridging the gap is, it brings me kind of back to the second book that I wrote. It's called The Twins Adventures, A Race with an Officer Friendly. And the core of this book is that Officer Friendly, that police officer, lives in the neighborhood, and his kid is looking out the window and watching the twins race. He's leaving out to go to work, but the twins ask him, hey, can your daughter come out and race, and can you hold the flag? So the root of that book is that he has a responsibility, not just to his daughter, but to his neighborhood that he lives and also patrols. So he has a special place in terms of accountability for that, right? And so with that, the understanding is that bridging the gaps becomes, you have to make yourself a part of that community. You're not just there when it's trouble. You're not just out of your car when it's trouble. You're out of your car when it's a great time. You're creating opportunities to throw the ball, with kids. You're creating an opportunity to skate with kids. That's, to me, activity, engagement. That, to me,
I'm
building
trying
relationship.
To skate. I'm trying to skate.
It's like, just there since you did say
call me up when you go around uptown. So I can come roll with you.
I'm telling you, they skating next week at Anacostia Skate Rink, so I'm going to give you the details.
Before you start back, that's what just happened just now. He had to skate on the body for a minute. He had an emergency, but he back though now, y'all.
So we're creating those opportunities, man, to really engage and be open, be open to find likeness, all right, you like to skate, I like to skate, you like to play football, I like to play football. So curating a camp that's going to include and be inclusive of anything that these kids can like, and even some things that they don't know they like. Cause, now you experience it, you explore. Now you like ziplining, you ain't afraid of heights no more. But I don't know how you got afraid of heights, but not no more. So those type of things, it to me, in my opinion, is what it takes to really bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community in terms of our youth, grandparents, adults, the whole 9 yards. These kids, they went over to Washington Wellness Center, made clay pots out of their hands, planted some succulents into the plants, and then delivered them to the senior citizens at the senior home. So it's like the civic engagement, the responsibilities, having the action of those core values at an early age. It's like all y'all gotta do is keep repeating that. Just do it again, and they'll be good.
I'm gonna meddle a little bit. I'm gonna dig in a little bit. Because part of Dripping Conversation deals with a lot of survival stories, deals with a lot of experience, strength, and hope, whereby we don't skirt around the dirt, because many of us come from some dirty places or done some dirty things, and people can appreciate the cleanup until they see the dirt up, right? And so what can you candidly or honestly share about that will not condemn your professional work, that you can share that you came out of in terms of a challenge? And if there's none, that's cool. But if there's something that you could have got involved with before the MPD, and how you navigated to be the man that you become today.
Oh man, see, that's the thing. They already know, and because they know, it didn't matter what suit I was wearing.
And when you say they,
Meaning the people in my community, you know, or in our community,
Yeah.
right? You know, because that extends wide. D.C.,
Yeah.
Maryland, Virginia,
Yeah.
North Carolina, Georgia, you know,
Yeah.
so forth, you know, where we touch people. So they know. When I was a teenager, I had a lot of problems, you know. I had a lot of problems because, in my opinion, my father wasn't there anymore. FBI knocked on the door and took Pops away. So now Mom's there. And Mom got to work. And so now big brothers and sisters, you know, they got to care for me. They got to watch for me. But that respect level for our siblings sometimes isn't the same, or a lot of times isn't the same as we have for our parents. And so I acted out. I did what I wanted to do. And then when I got my first piece of money, oh man, I ain't had to worry about food. Getting my chicken wings and my mumbo sauce. Okay, DC.
Yeah, DC. There you go.
You know, I'm getting my Tony fries. You
Matter
know,
of fact,
but, you know?
not to cut you off, Gilly was here and Wallow was here the weekend, and they was up at Coolidge with a basketball tournament. But I was strolling on Instagram because I wasn't there. He hit it up and showed a picture of the mumbo sauce, and, you know, let them know, hey, it's a DC thing. I guess, you know, But go ahead.
You know, but yeah, I felt like I was a man. I felt like I had my own way. So I used to get into car theft. You know? And I tell you, the last time I got caught, I'm gonna tell you how God works. Oh my goodness. Last time I got caught, 2 blocks away from grandma's house. You know, and at this time I'm staying with grandma because my mom home wasn't home anymore to me. It felt so different without dad being there. His fatherhood's really important, you know. And so I'm at grandma's house because grandma sleep at 7. After Jeopardy come on and Willa Force, she sleeps, so I'm out the door. And so I'm just 2 blocks away from grandma's house, you know, jump out the car, running. I'm almost there. Road splits, you know. Do I go left? Do I go right? Right? I go right. Oh, the police car coming up the left. I thought I had him. I was 1 more block away from grandma's house. As long as I can make it to her porch, I'm good. That officer put that car, he pulled up, put that car in reverse and came down the right way backwards. Put his gun, get down. I'm trying to tell you, it was the middle of fall. You know, colorful leaves everywhere. You know, the air's still moist. You know, I had on my Deion Sanders, so I thought I was as fast as him. And that officer got out the car. He had on some yellow tinted shades, like glasses, like I would wear sometimes now, right? And say, "Oh, you Jackrabbit, I got you." You know, put me in the handcuffs and stuff like that. And I think that change was. By this time, my father was home, but the change was that everyone in the neighborhood knew me, and at the time, it wasn't cell phones. One of those neighbors walked around the corner and knocked on grandma's door and told Dad, "Hey, they got your son." Pops came around. It was just this look he gave me that was just like so disappointed, like. You know, and from that point, everything had changed. The courts had gave me community service hour at community service responsibility with DC Crime Prevention Partnership. And this was downtown DC, like K Street, 17th and K. I can remember it like yesterday because I used to take tokens back when they bus had tokens to get down there. And I met mentors. And that's where mentors became different for me. They was like brothers and sisters. Dion Rita was one of the mentors down there. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I met Dion, and Dion wrapped her arms around me. Deetra Starter, you know, she's now down in Atlanta, was another one of the mentors. I mean, I just tell you, these mentors would take us on retreats, and just outside of the city. I remember we went on our first overnight retreat, and I smelled pine trees, and I felt the mist in the air. You know what I'm saying? It's like this mist at nighttime. It was like, we ain't got that in the city. So it like things just changed, man. And when they changed, I call him Pops now. My uncle, my father's brother, stepped in. Grandma asked, "Hey, can you take him? He don't need to be in the city." So I moved out to Upper Marlboro for a minute, kind of got away from trouble. And during that time, things really changed. So when I'm mentoring youth and I'm talking to them, I say, I know something about something. I ain't been a good kid all the time. I can relate. I felt the bracelets, so it's different for me. I feel some type of way when I got to put them on, and I say I got to put them on because I got to. But I feel even if I have to absolutely put them on, it's still with resistance within myself because that's not the first thing that I want to do. But that's not everybody. You know. And it's understandable. It's okay because we all got different walks. We all got different callings. We all got different purposes of why we do what we do. But for mine, it's got to be the last resort. So, you know, that's the dirt. That's the dirt. You know.
Thank God for the cleaning.
You
know what you're doing. And turned around now, going back and helping other youth and young people. That's amazing. Amazing story, man. Surviving out of that. Because had not you got caught, you could have got killed.
You're right.
In the same process. And so thank God for exposure saves us sometime, man. So we appreciate that story.
So as far as peer pressure, right? And we all have been under peer pressure.
Sure.
Coming up, and what year did you decide to say, hey, I'm going to be a police officer? And how did you separate yourself from our so-called friends? And we, at that time, we really didn't know the meaning of a friend.
Yeah, that's the truth. So for me, and it's beautiful because I'm able to share these stories with young men. Like when I get off the stage from playing with the side-by-side band and stuff like that, music opens up the world for people to have conversations and just kind of be at the same place, you know, same time, on the same playing field. But for me, that decision really came with my kid, you know. I had my daughter when I was 17 years old. And from 17 to 20, I worked catering, you know, food service, bussing tables, and still tried to get school and so forth and so on. And what I knew during that window of time, wasn't nobody paying no bills for me. You know, and I had a family, you know, and had some crap to go down over in Oak Parks on Southwest Side, where I ain't really from, you know, so I had to get my family out of there. The baby mother, she was still pregnant at the time, you know, so if I didn't, it might have went a different way, but during that time, I had to make it, you know, and I didn't have anybody to depend on, you know. I left my uncle's place out in Upper Marlboro. You know, when we still teenagers, I got it, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Shacking up with my girl. So in that space, but always went right back around the hood, you know what I mean? But just breezed through because so many people was dying, man. They wasn't dying, they was going to jail. You know, and I was just like, you know, I ain't really want that for myself. And it was a blessing that I had that responsibility at such a young age, because if I didn't have my kid, my daughter, she's 25 now. If I didn't have my daughter, I don't think that I would have I wouldn't have made that decision. I would probably have had too much free time. You know, to just do whatever I wanted, but I had to make sure that they were good. So I took them, I moved them over to Capitol Crossing, and stayed there for some time. But catering just was so seasonal, you know. Summertime is good, the cookouts, you know. Then you got the weddings and stuff. But then when it get cold, stuff slow down. You don't get so many gigs and stuff like that. So the company that I was working for at the time, you know, the tips, all that kind of stuff was changing. So I needed something solid, you know. So 3 or 4 different police departments. Just signed up. Military, Air Force. Oh, you got tattoos in your arm. You can't. You come. So I was really trying to get somewhere stable to provide a consistent lifestyle for my family at the time. My daughter and so the peer pressure. Hey man, let's flip this or let's flip that or hold this for me.
Yeah.
I just had them in my eyes, my daughter and her mom at the time, and I'm good on that. Maybe for a minute. Never mind. Hey, you take that back. I'm good on that. You know what I mean? So they would, by far. I'm not gonna pretend like it was an easy decision to make because some of these people, they're gonna ride for you. Some of them still ride for you today. And so to make that decision was not an easy decision. But the beautiful thing about that is even after looking back all them years, many of those people that I told no, if they love me and respect me enough, they still got my back the same way. Without without participating in what they participating in. They got enough respect and love for me to leave me out of it and protect me. You know what I'm saying? They protect me. By leaving me out of it. And still having the same level of love for me. So it's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, when I say it's a blessing, it's really a blessing. Because it could have been so different.
Yeah. You want to pick up or you want me?
Yeah. So what businesses are you? You talked a little bit about some being an entrepreneur, aside of being in the police department and an author. What are some of the businesses that you entangled with right now?
Paradise Tate, pool and spa. Without taking a flight, you can just come and relax, and so it's a nice swimming pool, a raised spa, and just a nice backyard experience where you outdoors, you can watch some TVs and just chill out, catch the vibe without fooling around with TSA. So we provide that experience for people, group of girls, they want to come. That's one of the things that we like to do. They had the bridal showers and all that kind of stuff. Book club meetings, it can just kind of catch the vibe. Kind of give you that rooftop experience. The books, of course. The books are my baby.
Where can they find your books?
Barnes and Nobles, Amazons, every bookstore that you can think of. But the fastest way to get them is 2 Day Prime. If you got 2 Day Prime, just go on Amazon, all 5 of them. Get them because they tell a story and they match. They go together. I'm working on number 6, and I am not even going to tell you about that one. But that was going to be good. I'm trying to let you wait for that one. That one's going to be good. Working on number 6. So so the books are my baby. And then real estate, man. We say we hold our wealth where? Say own the land and do what? So so real estate, helping people know that they can obtain a home, that's theirs, that they can pass down, that they can turn into other investments if they need to by using the the equity in a home. So I'm so blessed, man, to be able to be open to receive so much training and knowledge about different fields that still kind of go together, So that's the most of the business that silent investments and stuff like that. We always like to see other people win. So my niece, she has Urban Garden Brewing, which is beer. So supporting them in their dreams because she brews. This kid's good. She brews. I mean, she brews. That's the most of it in terms of business and investments and helping people win, especially with the real estate. I love when people buy homes, man. I love it. And then when it come out 5 years later, they didn't paint it, they didn't change the color, they didn't extend it the driveway, change the roof, got solar panels, and then they tell me, they was free. Beautiful things, man.
I got a trick question, but it's not a trick question.
Tell me about it.
It's a trick question, but it's not a trick question. And that is, can you name one thing that you wish you could have done different in your journey? It's a trick question, but it's a good question. Because we know that our steps are ordered by our Maker, and the way it went determines where we are. But if you can say, man, I might have did this, I might have did that, I wish I could have did it this way. And is there any desire, not a desire, but is there any opportunity in mind that you could have did anything different? I know it's a trick question.
He smiled. He smiled and what's it?
I'm already dead.
I'm gonna get back to you though, because it's right up your alley. So I want my second marriage now.
Okay.
So my first marriage, I was a good 23, maybe 24, and so if I had the opportunity to know better, you know, and have had coaching and stuff, I probably would have did that differently.
Okay.
You know, it was so much trauma, so much losses, you know, and but learning lessons. You know what?
What was the greatest loss in your first marriage?
That friendship.
Friendship.
Yeah, that friendship, and my first wife, we had a bond in service and giving. And so when I founded my nonprofit, she was at the core of that, you know, and the challenge for me at that time was that she was Christian, you know, Baptist Christian, and I was Muslim.
Okay.
And at 23, 24, I had to respect her belief. And then be open enough to go with her and learn to see why, you know. And doing that, I was like, oh wow, you know.
Yeah.
But she, and I'm saying this is my opinion, right? It's, you know, we all, things change and we all come to our own conclusions of why they change. But at some point, she lost her love for service, in my opinion. And so I was left with running the nonprofit by myself, and at that age, it built resentment, you know, and a disconnect. And I didn't know how to put that back together because I still wanted to do what was in my heart to do, you know. And from the age 16, and we breaking it down. From the age 16, it's like I'm on the clock. I don't know. You know, my best friend left out of here, so I'm on the clock. And time, the most valuable thing I've got. So to give, to provide service, and to teach, that's at the core. And it changed for her, and that disconnect, I couldn't figure out how to reconnect it, you know. And the arguments was, you giving this your time, and everybody else, and you know, you guys are men of service, so you kind of know. And at that age, the humbleness in me was, maybe I didn't know how to balance it. You know, it could have been that, you know. And if it was that, it was to my detriment that I lost that friend and not knowing how to balance, you know, the two. So if I could have changed anything or did anything different, it probably would have been that.
So one thing about Dripping Conversation that a lot of people don't know, but we push it out and let it be known that I'm Muslim and he a bishop. So we show how two people with different beliefs can come together and save a community or a family. And it's not just like, okay, we putting the religion on the shelf, but we just doing the right thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. They can coexist, because we coexisted for so long. And we were married for about 3 years, but together probably about 2 before that. And she respected, you know, my beliefs, my prayer rugs, my family when they came over and we took breaks to make salat. She respected that. And the beautiful thing was that when my family would see me in a suit at her church, they knew who I was. They respected it. You know, my mom, especially my mom, she was one of the greatest teachers I've ever had. Oh, my mom, you know, she was it. She didn't grow up Muslim. My mom didn't. She grew up Christian. And so my grandfather was, deacon, the oldest deacon at R Street First Baptist Church, oldest deacon, you know? And so she got those values, and she was able to shape me in such a blessed way, man. Because it could have been different.
Right.
You know, it could have been different. So yeah, to have both sides. I mean, both of y'all at the table.
A starving man that is hungry doesn't care whether you're Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim, or Christian.
Yeah.
He just want to be fed. And so sometimes it's critically important for us to put down our belief system to help a block get fed. And that's the epitome of service, being able to put your beliefs to the side and have the persons that need the help be served. And so that's what we do. We teach people how to embrace without endorsement. Right? If the block need to be fed, then we come together and feed the block.
Yeah. No matter if they're Christian or Muslim.
Right.
Yes.
Or Hoodoo or
Buddhist.
It doesn't
matter.
It doesn't matter. Because pain don't discriminate. Pain don't recognize your religion, it recognize help.
Yes.
And then once they get help, it's on them to choose who they want to choose. So I'm a Christian, he's a Muslim, but we're together lifting up hands to help the community and to show people that can work. Because it's about partnership, it's about collaboration. And some people may help you who don't believe like you. And so we turn down that help because you don't believe like me. That's crazy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so we don't compete. We have our personal rivalries.
Yes.
On the phone, we be talking and vibing, and at the end of the day, we probably be saying the same thing. You know, and so we want to appreciate you and thank God for you, man, for coming. What would you say to a youngin' right now that may be struggling with their identity, struggling with their vision, struggling with authority, struggling with order, mentorship? What would you say to a young brother that's right now may got rocks in his socks and a gun in his bag and about to do something that will change the trajectory of his life?
And before you answer that, think about it both ways, because we don't want to leave the young ladies out, because we know that it's a high rate of incarceration with them as well.
Our youth are so challenging, man. But first, let's just take a moment and step in his shoes. You know, kind of look at him. You know, hear him, listen to him. You know, and try to take a moment and just remove it myself. Just kind of see what he need. What do you need? You know. Probably ask him, what do you need? And we gonna get the basic. And I think at the core of it, he don't know how to get it. I don't have all the answers, but we can find out how. Let me show you how. Whether young man or young woman, let me show you how. Well, let me connect you with somebody that can show you how. And pray and hope that who I'm connected with him has the same level of compassion and service to be able to give and lock in with these kids that need to grow, that want to grow. They want to grow, but all they seeing, in my opinion, is not necessarily the right way to grow, you know, if seeing anything at all, you know. So I want to show them, take them by the hand, you know, because if I was in his shoes, that's what I would want. I want somebody to take my hand, show me. Don't expect that I know it, you know, and be patient with me, you know. Yeah, so I would tell him, hey, look, I got you. We gonna figure it out.
I never asked this question. It's not another trick question, but you good on your feet. Because we always ask our guests to share with a young lady, young man. But what would you say to a mother or father who has a child, whether it's boy or girl, that's living that weird or not weird, wrong word,
Okay.
but living a lifestyle that will cause them harm later down the road, what would you say to a mother to encourage them?
You know, these would be my own opinions, because
Yes,
they don't
that's
come with
opinion.
handbook
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But my own opinion, and I get the question. I've
Yeah.
gotten the question recently, but
Yeah.
because I work with youth all the time,
Yeah.
it's not, and you'll get the referrals from people who just know who you are, right? And so I say, it's okay. Don't give up on him. Don't give up on her. Be patient, and keep trying. And if all else fails, you know, continue to know that you've done the best that you can do, and you will keep trying, and you will keep trying. But at some point, when they reach a certain age, they don't belong to you. The actions that they make are theirs. So it's okay. Cry about it, because it hurts. I know, because you want them to have and be everything you want them to be. You want them to be better than you. So I know it hurts. So just finding the compassion to tell them that it's going to be okay. You know, we won't win every fight, but keep fighting. You know, keep answering the phone when they call you. You know, and keep just doing the right thing. If your spirit say help, then help. If your spirit say no, let it go. Let them be, let them experience, let them have, and pray for them, and do that. So that's typically, it's not always the same message, because when God sends different people in your life for you to help them, the message isn't always the same.
Sure.
It's not. And so that's the most recent for me in terms of my advice to a parent that was, you know, and let's pick a particular mom. I can't find them. It's okay. When you find them, you call me. I'll tell you where I am. Bring them to me. And I'll try. I'll try. You bring them 2 or 3 times, I'll try. I'll try. And so just giving the reassurance and letting people know that they're not by themselves, man. You know, we together in this thing, you know, and it takes more than 1 or 2 people. It takes a village. Okay.
So what would you say was one of your hardest challenges being on the force to deal with?
Ooh.
Good question.
Good question. Culture.
Okay.
You know, you got work culture. Everywhere you go, they got work culture here at DC Radio and DC Television. Just culture. And policing has had a culture for a long time. From great granddaddy, black or white, Hispanic or so forth, to grandfather, to father, to son, to nephews, nieces, and so forth. It's a cultural thing. And so the difficult part for me was to find my purpose in this thing. What do I, outside of what I've been taught and the cultural experiences that I've gained from being trained in certain ways or riding with certain people or, you know, just being in that space, what do I want this culture to look like for me? And I like the way that it's changing. Afraid of the way that it could change differently, you know, considering the space that we are in now. But like you said, things ebb and flow. So the cultural experience of law enforcement was the toughest thing for me to deal with, because pulling up and you being outnumbered, you know, in terms of it's more people that's at this scene that feels this way, but then you have, you know, a set of people that feels this way. I mean, more compassionately, more forgiving, and let me problem solve. Let me get to the root of it. Yeah. Some people really want to get to the root of what the issue is. And if that's because there's no EBT card in the house because somebody misused it and ain't no food in the refrigerator, then all right, cool, let's get to the root of it. Let's not stay on the surface. Let's get down to the dirt. Bishop say, let's get down to the dirt.
Yes.
Clean it up. And make sure that it's solid so that it doesn't happen again. You know, come back, you know, and follow up, building a relationship. So that took some time to get. And I'm hoping to be able to, God with me, you know, so I'm hoping to be able to create a curriculum, college level, to be able to teach the style and the culture of policing that I believe in, that I like.
Right.
Somewhat different from what I was taught and some of the things that I experienced during the time that I first came on.
Yeah.
But some of the things that I did learn will be, woven in.
Yeah.
But that's in terms of like changing and things being, because we went through the whole defund the police thing. Remember that was tough.
Right.
It was tough. Because a lot of people want you to jump shift. Now I know my purpose.
Right.
I know my purpose. I ain't going nowhere. I'm good. When I put that uniform on, I'm good.
Right.
And so, and just staying prayed up, man.
Yeah.
That's
22
it.
years
22 years, man. Yeah.
of stick-to-itiveness. I think that's commendable, especially in the world in which we live and the council culture. People can't hold on to nothing.
Yeah.
But it's good to see positive black man that's holding up his family into the community, got passion for the young people, the next generation to come. Well, they ain't generation of next, they're generation now. And so Paul and I are eternally grateful for your time, your pour, your input, and we wish you the best and many more years of entrepreneurship and loving the community.
Yeah.
And not only that, we got to do a song together.
Oh, let's do it. You heard it. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm not singing on it, though.
I'm just going to play one of the instruments.
Look, man, a piano, or I think, put some bars down or whatever it might be,
Yeah,
I can
do
still
that.
write, man. I still love to write,
Partnership, man, is where it's at.
So what instruments you play with the Metropolitan Police Band?
Oh, I play the piano. I don't play as good as Bishop O's, but I play the piano.
Okay.
I get that. So I enjoy it though, man, because I
Playing
never
all
got
your
the
keys?
No, I'm not. I don't know my scales.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. I just play by ear.
You just play by ear?
Yeah, I just play by ear, but I've never had formal training.
Okay.
Lean on Me was probably one of the first songs that I played. I played it with one finger, then I played it with two. When you're not strong, that's it.
And I'll be your friend.
Yeah. It was, oh my goodness, man. So that was one of the first times, and the piano wasn't tuned either.
Oh yeah. So you gonna blame it on the piano if any mistakes took place
Yeah,
out.
the piano wasn't tuned either, man. That upright piano, I tell you, man, that was something. But yeah, man. So I'm playing the piano with them, and I wish I did know how to read music, man. They said Pops was in New York one time. Joe Tate name was in New York one time, and I think it was the Whispers was recording, and at the time they had changed the law, and the law was that in order for you had so many musicians back then, it was just great singing and all that kind of stuff, and they go and cut a record. And they just put it out. But the law changed that the record had to be scored in order for it to actually be put out.
Okay.
So they asked Pops to score the record. He was in another studio. And they came, hey, who know how to score a record? They came and got him. And he scored their whole record.
Oh, wow.
Every single instrument on the record.
that's
And but I never got that opportunity because the things that was going on during that time, and Pops going to jail, and all of the other struggles and stuff like that. When I ain't talking about the trauma, man. They blackballed him. They blackballed him.
Yeah.
And, they wanted his records. You know that 21 Savage cut? I love you for all seasons. How much money I got? A lot. How much money I got?
Yeah,
J.
I know
Cole,
that
the
part,
21 Savage. How much money I got? A lot.
Y'all gotta
We
hit
getting
me
done.
today.
How much money I got? Yeah, no. So, but no, that was one of the.
Bring a brother
Yeah,
up.
no, that was one of the groups back in the 70s. I mean, top 20 or top 100, number 21, the top 100 on the billboards in 71 and 72.
Yeah.
I think for like 2 weeks straight. And it was like 2 other cuts on that album that Pops co-wrote, but they stole it from him. They took it from him. And we talking about radio stations and stuff like that. And time, one of the DJs, I want to say WOL, used to be down on 8th Street. And he got to playing Pop's music and wasn't supposed to. He didn't make it.
I see.
Yeah, so I mean, but it's beautiful to be able to know the stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? To
Yeah.
understand what the world's really like
Yeah.
before you really get into it, you know?
Yeah.
So I know we have a issue in DC with the curfew and basically trying to keep our youth from getting in trouble, you know, and getting them to understand that, hey, you can be a better person by just doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And with that being said, you know, what is it that you may think of some of the things that could happen or should happen to try to help our youth from actually preventing, we're going to just say crime.
Get in the game with them.
Okay.
Get in the game with them.
Okay.
We can't sit. We got to get in the game with them. You know what I'm saying? If they want to, like, I truly commend DPR for their late night hype.
Yes. Thenie, the director Thenie Freeman.
Yeah.
We're going to give her
On
her
Friday nights.
flowers.
Oh my goodness. On
Yes.
Friday nights. And as difficult as it is for me on Friday nights to tell my son and my daughter that I'm going to hang out with these teens, to connect with them and engage with them, it has to happen.
Yeah.
My son will be a teen one day, and I'm hoping that there's somebody there to step in that space and make that sacrifice. When I say get in the game, get in the game.
Yeah.
I know it's tough, but make the sacrifice now, and you won't have to make the sacrifice later.
Yes.
You know, just get in the game, and that's the thing. And so when I say I take my hats off to them, because being a worker and being told that your Fridays is gone all summer long, that ain't an easy easy task. You want your Friday nights. I get it.
Yes.
But that's what that same Friday night that I wanted.
Yes.
And see, if I ain't go to work to do it, to be with the youth, I'm down Navy Yard eating dinner, and the youth came to me.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
You gonna have him one way or another, you know. So to have him in a controlled, safe space, get in front of it. Let's not be reactionary. And I love it. I love what they done. That was beautiful. And so every time I get to participate, I go down there, I do it. Sometimes I take my son and ask my wife to come with me. Hey, come on, y'all, let's go. And they come down and they spend some time down there. And when I see it's getting a little late, you know, or if it's, you know, we got that, what is it, discernment. If it feel a little froggy, hey, I need y'all go ahead and get out the way.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, we gonna protect the family first.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all go ahead and get out the way. You know, we might have to manage some things, and we manage them. You know, best we know how to, and see them next Friday.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
I'm gonna ask two more questions, and I'm gonna see if Bishop have anything else.
Yeah.
And one is this: when you leave out the house,
Yeah.
and I know it's a tough one, especially by you being a law enforcement and into law enforcement. What is it that you say, or your wife say, or someone says to you, or is it anything being said? Yeah.
My son say, "Hurry up home, Dad." You know,
Okay.
Dad, you ain't gotta work late tonight, do you? You ain't gotta work late tonight. So, and my son Curry's my twin brother's last name, in his honor. So, you know, with her little Halim saying that, it was like, all right, cool. I'm on my toes.
Yeah.
I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Let's go. And, you know, of course, my wife, you know, she comes with the compassion and the stillness. It's just some type of stillness that she gives me, you know, when I leave out the house. And she might not even have to say anything. It's just the stillness that she gives me when I leave. And when I come home, of course, she's excited for me to get home. So having those two things, and I think it's really more so, if anything was to be said, Dad, you ain't working late tonight. What time you come home? You come home early? That those things kind of ring in my head, if ever, in a space that I needed some courage, you know, or extra energy or extra focus to make sure that I made it through. You know, they say focus and performance, you can make it through. So yeah, that's what happens.
I mean, one thing you left out.
What's that?
As a Muslim, what do we usually say?
Oh, of course, we give the greeting, you know, assalamu alaikum, you know, and they say, alaikum salam, you know, my my current wife, she isn't Muslim, but sometimes she uses the greed. My son, he uses it, you know, and he locked in with my nephew. I'm trying to tell you, my nephew, $2. Oh my goodness! When I say they locked in Islam, toe to toe, man. I think I'm so thankful for that, because I think he gives my son more of Islam than I could give him. You know, because again, you know, it's still a tough space for me. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, so a little short dua, you know, always the best. And before we close out, like I said, I had 2 questions. The last one is, you know, we definitely got to give our thanks to our wonderful mayor, Muriel Bowser, for doing a great job for providing funding for these agencies to be able to get this work done from the police department to DPR, the agreement, the Department of Employment Services, Department of Small Local Business Development, the WAN's office, and I mean we can go on. She just got this big victory for, and I hope you ain't no Dallas Cowboy fan, okay? With,
of course not. I'm a homegrown.
Okay, there you go. Bringing the Washington,
also known as the Commanders. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call them what they. I said also known as the Commanders. I'm gonna give them what I knew them as when they first, you know, came into my life. That was the Washington Redskins. You know, definitely thank the mayor for what she's doing. She's doing a great job of providing supporting opportunities and funding for people to get out there to actually do the work, because it's needed, man. When that fund's there, then you got a peace of mind to really be as creative as possible to, you know, provide outlets for these youth to connect and grow. Okay.
So, Bishop, if there's anything you want to close out with?
I guess we wrapped it up. I guess we can't get everything in one session, but you certainly have poured into this broadcast, and thank you for coming to Dripping Conversation. You got the drip. Your life is a drip. Being alive is a drip. Your survival is a drip. What you're doing is dripping, and we're excited, because drip is just not about an outward appearance. It's about character. It's about integrity. It's about honesty. It's about being your brother's keeper. It's about partnership. It encumbers all that we as black men, especially and particularly, need to do, is to come together and synergize and touch the world as our Creator has called us to touch it. So we're excited. We thank you. Listen, guys, this is Dripping Conversation. We're so grateful that you tuned in. We want you to keep on looking for all of the next episodes that's coming. I want you to tag and tell and text all your family, your friends, and your foes to let them know that we're still dripping. Until next time. Peace.